Lee, can you tell us about Objects in Space?
Yeah, sure. It's an open world space game. So you got your own ship, you fly around in a big open world and buy and sell stuff, talk to people, take jobs where you can get them, that sort of thing. But what we've done with it is we've modeled the ships on submarines. So you don't get to look out the front window. You've got navigational charts and sensor arrays, and that's how you figure out what's out there.
This is the main bridge of the series, and where we'll be spending most of our time.
Walk me through what's going on over here, because it's a whole bunch of switches, a whole bunch of lights. It looks like something out of 60s Star Trek with all the blinking lights and science, all that kind of stuff. So walk us through what this stuff does.
Yeah, 60s Star Trek is definitely one of the influences. 70s Alien as well. Like the idea is we wanted the ship to be kind of a junker. Like it's falling apart. It's like your Millennium Falcon style thing. Everything.
Just got to wear as she counts.
Yeah. Like, it's a bucket of bolts. We want the thing to be constantly having a threat of falling apart. We want it to be constantly, oh god, do I have enough spare parts to make this work kind of thing.
We're currently on the bridge of a heavily damaged Ceres-class light freighter with an incoming torpedo on our tail. As we can see from the damage display on our helm, our port wing has been completely destroyed, taking with it our communication and countermeasure systems, so we've no way to effectively avoid this torpedo. If it strikes our port side, it'll hit our primary hull. Lose that, and it's game over.
So I can see this huge hulking sort of command center going on over here. This isn't actually part of the full retail game, is it?
Yes and no, in that we built this to kind of show people what could be done. And we're going to be, we've already released blueprints and schematics and stuff on the website so that other people who want to get into it can build their own gear. So we're going to help out in any way that we can, release as much info as we can. So we're not selling this stuff because we're a really tiny studio and we don't have that kind of ability. But yeah, we want to empower people. We've already got people on the forums who've started making their own. One guy 3D printed the whole base for something and then ordered in a bunch of lights and switches and stuff from China. Actually, this is really cool. A fan came and gave this to us. From looking at the 2D images of the ship, they created a 3D model, got it 3D printed, painted it, and gave it to us as a gift on the first day of PAX.
That's crazy. That's really awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Can just the every man sort of build this, or every woman sort of build this? And how long roughly would it take?
It depends. This one we did over the course of maybe a couple of months, but in our evenings and spare time and stuff like that. But you don't have to. The first model that we built of this was in a shoebox, an actual literal shoebox with 2 switches and 1 gauge. Then we built a bigger setup, which we took to PAX last year, which took us maybe 2 weeks. And then we went hardcore again and went up to 2 months. We're going to try and release the source code for each of the buttons so that people can decide for themselves what they want to include in their setup. And if they want to make something in a week, they can make something in a week. And if they want to make something in a year, they can make something in a year.
In the top right-hand corner, you can see our ship controls. Top left, our sensor array. Middle left is our weapons display. And down the bottom is our navigational map.
So if I was to download this game on my laptop, for example, how do I play the game?
Thank you for asking that question, because I totally forgot to say, and I need to get better at this, the game totally works with a keyboard and mouse. You don't need any of this stuff. So yeah, it's designed for keyboard and mouse. All of these setups are mimicking things that are already in game somewhere. So every light, every button, every switch is somewhere on the ship.
Cool. So in terms of gameplay in that case, and I don't know, story or whatever, what do you do in the game? So you're saying that there's some combat and there's some exploration and stuff. Is there an end goal in the game?
It's a bit of a sandbox. So I like to think of it as if Skyrim didn't have a main storyline. There's heaps of stuff for you to go and explore and find in the world, people to talk to, little stories to engage in, but there's no alien invasion, you're not saving the universe, there's no hero's journey. We just want you to go and explore the world and have a good time doing it. So
it's almost like OG Star Trek then. You're just out there exploring. You're not out there to actually stop an alien threat specifically.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of little things to do. But I guess the core gameplay is a combination of exploration, figuring out what things on your scanners are threats and what things are opportunities and that sort of stuff. When you get into combat, it's top-down, 2D, point-and-click stealth action game.
So how big is the team who's working on this game?
We're really small. We are 1 person full-time and 3 people part-time. Other than that, we've got contracted people who do music and writing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a pretty small team. That's why it's taken us 3 years to build the thing. We originally made a prototype in late 2013, and then we've been working on it probably in earnest as our primary game since January of last year. We keep on thinking it's going to be out in 6 months, and it never is. So hopefully it'll be out in 6 months, but take that with a grain of salt.
We're setting the weapon target and firing in 3, 2, 1.
And that's about it for this edition of Player Attack. Thanks for watching. Next week, we're back with some more esports as we drop in on the mid-year final for both Smite and Paladins, which descended on Adelaide this month. We also celebrate the launch of Framed 2 by taking a look at some of the best smartphone games I've been playing recently, all developed right here in Australia. In the meantime, you can catch us at playerattack.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. And if you've got something you want to say, send us an email, mailbox@playerattack.com, or just hop on our forums. Also, if you want to support Player Attack, you can find us on Patreon and help us bring you the latest in gaming news, plus all these wonderful interviews and reviews from the world of video games. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is Player Attack.